Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. Today is going to be another unbelievably exciting episode of me working on the EBO Restomod. I know everybody's wanting to see updates on that, so I figured it was about time. Now, if you recall the last episode, we were sanding this instrument smooth, and we still had, I can't remember what we did. Did we actually glue the veneers on? Did we sand them smooth, or did we do both? We fit the neck into the body, and we're going to do that some more. But today what I thought we would do is we would kind of lose these overhangy edges on the face and on the back. Now, I've already done the back, so let me show you what that could look a little bit like. This is sanded with 60 grit, and the SG shape, hold on, where's one? Has a lot of this kind of stuff, so we want to maintain all of that, and we are going to have to get rid of this guy here. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of this by hand, but the edge, the sort of the back here, and well, you can actually see, y'all see where this edge, oh, I'm going the wrong way, where it starts to become carved away, or that angle is what we're going to do using hand tools. But all this other stuff we can go ahead and hit with the router. And I've got an 1/8 inch bit, round over bit in my router, and we're just going to buzz as much of that off as we can, although on the front there's very, very little. Alright, there's just a little bitty bit there that we just were able to get with the 1/8 inch round over. There's hardly any round over on these parts that don't have the angle on them. When they came from Gibson, it may or may not have been 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and use sandpaper and files and stuff to make that all look super cool. But, you know, just buzz some of that off of there as best we can. Alright, now we are going to get started with the hand tools. And for hand tools, I've got my Dragon Rasp that we are going to use. I've got a couple of these micro planes, which are going to be very, very handy. And I also have this, and this is a very cool, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's like a, I don't know, it's a really, really aggressive file. It's not really a rasp, it's not really a file, it's not really a plane, it's all those things. I'll have links to all this stuff in the description below, but enough with the bullshit talk. Let's just start hacking at this damn thing. Okay guys, I got my my body is secured to my bench top with one of these clamps here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to hack away at this little flexi piece here, and it's already got a crack in it. So you know, if you glue it down properly, you don't have to worry about the pieces that aren't really attached to the guitar body, and then you can just sort of use the finish line there as a guide for what you want to do. It's starting to kind of just peel off. Now you want to be careful when you go, you know, hacking on it, because the last thing you want to have happen is a big chunk of the stuff you already just glued down come loose. You feel me? But some of this stuff you can go ahead and break off. Sometimes you just want to file it. Alright, we got the most of it busted off on this top section. Now we'll come back, and what we want to do is we want to use the original finish kind of as a guide, and so we're going to refinish this anyway. So we are going to take the original finish off, and that's going to reestablish the contour for us, and it's going to be excelente. Plus, it's always way more fun to take finish off with a rasp than sandpaper. All right, you guys can see here, it's still very rough because I've been using rasps and planes and stuff. And we'll sand all this guy smooth, and we're gonna definitely wanna do that with a block and some 60 grit to get rid of the scratches left behind by the file. But one of the hallmarks of the SG is how defined and straight this area here is. Another hallmark is these cutaways. Okay, so on the SG, the cutaways kind of come in, you know, like that. But this base, this cutaway didn't start until about right here, and it goes in. How much does it go in? Let's see. So it goes in the deepest part to be right about here. And we're going to clean this up and kind of even it out. You know what I mean? So it looks right. And we're going to have the neck handy because we don't want to go below. We don't want our this cutaway to sink under our neck pocket or under our neck fretboard. So we're going to kind of go slow, but we're going to make this a little cooler than it was back in the 70s. All right, as you guys can see, here is where the original cutaway contour went. And we're going to follow that and make it a little more even. We're going to fit it to the neck, and it's going to look great. And we're going to do the exact same thing down here. We want to make sure we keep this angle here. Don't round it over. Okay, so we can actually come in a little bit here. And we will, just a little. A lot of people ask me why I don't use super glue and masking tape instead of double stick tape. And the fact of the matter is that I do. And I use it to make one of my very favoriteest tools of all time, and that is the 60 grit or 80 grit sandpaper on a paint stir stick. And the reason I don't use this on everything else is because you kind of gotta know where the glue is going to go. And in this application, it doesn't really matter where the glue is going to go because it's all going onto the tape. In other words, what you don't want to have happen is your glue seep out onto your piece or onto your template. Well, in this case, it doesn't really matter because the piece is an old hunk of sandpaper. Actually, it's a new hunk of sandpaper. And the template is a stick. Now I made a little 60 grit rasp kind of deal. All right, so I got the edges mostly done. Now I'm going to focus on the on these contours, and I have well, it's a hard rubber disc cylinder, and it's off of my drum sander, and I just got some paper wrapped around it, and I'm just going to get into these kind of hard to get spots with it. We've got a few bumps right here, and we're just going to try to smooth them out and call it a day. Alright, so that just about wraps it up. As you can see, we got the body is more or less the right shape, and now all that's left to do is a boatload of sanding and fretting and stripping paint and refinishing. No, there's all that's left to do on the body is quite a bit of sanding actually. We're at 60 grit or 80 grit, depending on which part of the guitar you're talking about. But the shape is starting to look really good, and when we use 80 and 100 and 120 through this, we're gonna have to be really, really careful not to round over these edges. We want to keep them as crisp as they are now. Now, I don't think, you don't want to cut yourself on these damn things when it's all said and done, because then finish won't stick, that kind of stuff. So you want to break that edge a little bit, but you don't want it to look round. You want it to look like it has an angle in it, like it does now. So we're going to be very cautious to keep these angles where they are because people expect it on SG style instruments. And then we will get the neck fretted, but check it out, all that stuff is gone and it looks like it's one piece of mahogany again. So we'll get the neck fretted, and we're gonna have to get the neck stripped, all the finish off of it. We're gonna use our cryo wire on this, and there's a little secret for how we're gonna do that. And that will be in a future video. But guys, it is hot and muggy here at the shop today, and I wanna be done. So if you have any questions about what I did in this video, or any of the tools that I use, please leave them in the comment section below. I will leave links in the description below to where you can buy these tools if you don't have any, and they are awesome. In fact, I'm even gonna leave some Amazon links, and we'll get like 30 cents if you buy them from those links. So if you like the video, give us the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot of new subscribers, and I really, really appreciate it, guys. It helps us out a bunch. Let's see, if you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you guys cool stuff like this. Let's see, if you can't do Patreon, I totally understand. If you would help us out in other ways by sharing this video as many places as you possibly can, that would be terrific. So until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody.
I wanna play my guitar, the only